Thank you, Alfred. Part of the reason why I wanted to do this portion of this is I joined Toastmasters in April of 1998. And in September of 1998, a few people in my club, along with this area governor by the name of Yvonne Reeder, said, "Oh, go participate in the speech contest." And I still remember the absolute fear, and I think it was because I was frozen that I didn't leave at that moment, when on the evaluation contest, she told me that there was no manual to work from. And so part of this is if you're a newbie, and I'm not sure if we have too many newbies in here, someone who's never participated in a speech contest before, part of the idea is to give you a little bit of an idea of how this thing all works. If you've been a competitor before, part of this should be a reminder of how this whole process works and how some of the things are. And from the perspective of someone who has run a speech contest, there is nothing more terrifying than 1 minute before the gavel goes down and you don't have a contestant in the room, and everyone's saying, "Oh yeah, they're going to be here." For anyone who's run a speech contest, that is one of the most frustrating things to do and to deal with. The first thing that I want to do is I have a handout here that hopefully summarizes some of the pieces of this. The first part is, how do we take and do a speech contest? Well, the person that's going to hold that big piece of engraved glass in August in Washington, D.C., starts at the club level. And except for the International Speech Contest, where you have to have completed the first 6 speeches in your Competent Communicator Manual, there really is no other eligibility requirement. There is no other eligibility requirement. There's nothing that you have to be a DTM, you have to do this, you have to do that. In fact, I believe Ryan Avery was only a CC when he won several years ago. The gotcha in all of this is we're sitting right now, and on April 1st, there's something called dues are due. And the problem is you need to have your dues paid if you're a contestant, and you have to make sure that your club has paid their dues with a minimum of 8 people before you continue to compete. Stay away from that portion of it. But it's important, it's very simple. And how do you get selected from your club? You can hold a contest. If you hold a contest, you have to hold a contest. You go by the Toastmaster rules. You can vote. You can volunteer. You can draw straws. You can do almost anything you want to select the club contestant or contestants. And that's about where it ends. Most clubs go around the room and see who's willing to go to the area. But it is fun to have a club contest, and always remember, things like contests are great ways to market your club. Now, how many people compete at the area level? It's pretty simple. 1 representative per club, unless you have reached to the point of there are 4 or less clubs in an area. Then 2 can move forward. From the area on up, there always must be a contest. And that may mean you come into a room like this, it's you and the area governor, and you give your speech and you do your table topic. And if you time out on either one of them, you are not qualified to go to the division contest. If there is no contest, that area does not have a representative at the division level. We had a situation here, I forget which area it was, where the area contestant was disqualified at the division level because they had not competed in a contest. Okay, so, and the thing is, particularly in the international speech contest, as I'm sure Brian might reflect, people are serious about it. It's what I call blood sport. They're out to win. I don't let them kid you. They are. I mean, I've seen some of the people in the Midlands where they take this really seriously and they're really into it. Okay, from there on out, you have the division contest, and you then go to the district and international. There are a couple of more steps in here. We always have, when there are multiple participants, there's the first, second, third, however many there are. If you come in second, don't get discouraged. Will May, one of our past district leaders, will to give you a whole speech on how I think he almost made it up to the international stage, because he was always the last man standing, because all of the people who placed above him couldn't make it to the next level of the competition. And I see Barb back there nodding her head, and for those who know Will May, it becomes a total laugh as he tells it, but it can happen. Likewise, if you take, anyway, that takes care of that. We can go on. And I can't steal Will's thunder. Okay. Now, and this is just to be a quick, handy-dandy reminder of the things that we do. Every speaker at the club level, we usually ignore it. But once you leave the club level, you have to complete a certificate, a speaker's certificate of eligibility and originality. Has to be on file. Don't ignore it. The other one is the speaker bio. Do not put anything in your speaker bio that you don't want anyone else to know, because what happens? The Toastmaster of the day, when they do the speaker interviews, they love to find the things to get you to talk about. Okay, now, when you go to a contest at the area, at the division, at the district, so on, they are going to tell you when the contestant interview, or the contestant briefing is. There are two briefings. The judges' briefings, you're not supposed to know who the judges are. Then there is the contestant briefing, and they go over all of those. Here is what it is. Particularly at the district level, they're going to tell you all of the details about competing. They're going to show you the competition area. They are going to offer you the opportunity to check out that stage and check out the sound system. At the district level, we always hold it in a hotel ballroom. You need amplification, and you need to understand how the wireless mics get clipped on. And you do, unless you're Angela Geiger doing her sergeant in the army routine, you need amplification. And ladies, one of the things that has to be, you have to take account of, and being a sergeant at arms that has done this at conference contests, figure out how you're going to clip a battery pack onto you. It always gets interesting, okay? Now, the other part of this is, and it's very, very important to keep in mind, the contest rules state that if a contestant is not present when the Toastmaster of the day is introduced, then they are ineligible to compete that day. Very, very important. The last thing I want to remind everyone about is when you're competing in a speech contest, haul along your speech manuals and have someone evaluate it and go, thanks, and get the speech credit. However, these are judged. And the way that they are judged is there is a judging criteria. You have a copy of the judging forms here. The purpose of the judges are to select the best speaker that day, that particular day. I don't care who you are. I still remember watching Patricia Hill, who I have a great deal of respect for and does some fantastic speeches, and I still remember watching her do a speech that I just couldn't believe. It wasn't there. And now, that was Patricia that I remember. There are others that I've seen. And you may have an off day, but the judges are there trying to compare every single contestant to determine who is the best speaker on that given day. And as a reminder, there should be 5 to 7 judges and a tie-breaking judge. The tie-breaking judge is supposed to be secret. Not even the other judges know who the tie-breaking judge is. And the tie-breaking judge's job is to rank every single speaker. The other judges do their top 3 picks. And so they'll pick 1, 2, and 3. The tiebreaker rates all of them. And what the tiebreaker's ballot is used for is if 2 contestants receive exactly the same score, and you get 3 points for a first place, 2 for a second, and 1 for a third, and it gets tallied up by judge. And if Subi and Rajesh both have 50 points, then you go to the tie-breaking ballot to see who is ranked above the other. So that is what's there. But remember this, the judges, they don't care about the evaluations, they don't care about anything else. They are only there to select the best contestant. And there's a dirty little secret about all of this if you've never judged a contest. Each judge has their own particular way of selecting. We do judges training, we recommend to people how to do it, but again, they do their own particular way. Thank you. Hopefully this is taken, yes?
Could I just add something that the judges form, the only part that gets turned in is the bottom of the form, so nobody sees the judge's notes and...
Yeah, in fact, you are, as a judge, you are supposed to destroy that. Malford.
Thank you.